here in ICMP, we don't have port. In ICMP, we have a number identifier. This is the identifier of each packet. And here you can see the same function, but now with the identifier of the ICMP packets converting to another identifier. This is same as the port. Okay, you will learn more than this about this feature in future. Okay, after that, if you want, you can experience the same feature in the for example packet tracer. But before showing you this commands on the packet tracer, let me to add one important notation about the configuration of the NAT or dynamic NAT overload. You know that we have configured the NAT pool, but in most cases we don't need to configure, for example, NAT pool. Why? Because we need only one IP address. Instead of using the NAT pool, you can use the outgoing interface IP address. For example, this interface has one IP, for example, 1. Okay, you can use this IP address for overloading. Okay, if you want to use the, for example, IP1, you don't need to configure the NAT pool, and here you can use this command. Look at here about the configuration of the NAT command, router config. Okay, router config. Here if we can use IP NAT, again inside, again source, then list. After that ACL. Instead of using the pool, you can configure the interface, then interface name, and after that overload. That's it. So easy. Let me to show you this type of configuration in the packet tracer. Here we can configure one scenario with the packet tracer. It's better for some of these features you are using the packet tracer in the CCNA, okay? Because the packet tracer in most cases is sufficient and is easier to use for the CCNA. Okay, look at here. First, let me to add two router. This is the first router. This is the second router, router 0, router 1. And also here, I'm going to show you one, for example, server. This is the internet, for example. And after that here, in the inside of network, I'm going to use 12960 switch. And after that, we can add, for example, 4 computer 0, computer 1, computer 2, and computer 3. That's it. This is our simple scenario. And after that, here we can connect these devices together. First, the router 0 to the router 1, fast Ethernet 00, fast Ethernet 00. If you want, you can use the serial interface. First, you should add the serial port or serial card. After that, you can enable, you can connect the two routers to each other with the serial. After that, let me to connect this switch 0 to the router 0, and after that, the router 1 to the, for example, another switch. This is the switch, okay? And here I'm going to connect to fast Ethernet 01 of the router 1 to the fast Ethernet 01 of the switch 1. And finally, now we can connect the, for example, switch 0 to PC 0 and PC 1, okay? And then the PC 2, and finally the PC 3. This is inside of our network. And this is the switch 1 connected to the server 0. So easy. Assume that the server 0 is the HTTP server or web server. Web server. Here we will have one website. Also about the IP addressing inside of our network, we are using one private range 192.168.10/24. After that, here between these two routers, I'm using one public range 100.0.0.0/24. And here we are using the, for example, 100.0.10/24. And you know that we have inside of network here, okay? This is the, for example, inside of network. Let me to show you until here. And after that, from this router to the server, we have the outside of network. So easy. And then let me to write here outside. And then here we have the inside. Very good. Let me to configure the scenario. First, we can start the configuration from the router 0. This is the router 0 CLI. In router 0 enconf host name is R0 or router 0. Interface fast Ethernet 00 has the IP address of the 100.0.1.255.255.255.0 and then no shutdown. After that, interface fast Ethernet 01 has the IP address of 192.168.1.1.255.255.255.0 and then no shutdown. That's it. And then in the router 1, this is the router 1. We can configure again the CLI EN conft hostname r1, interface facet 00, IP address is for example 100.0.0.2, then 255.255.255.0, and then no shutdown. That's it. Interface facet 01, IP address is the 100.0.1.1.255.255.255.0, and then no shutdown. Okay. And the next things that we should configure is the static root on the router 0. And the router 0 here, we need to configure one static root, IP root, then quad 0, static default quad 0, quad 0. The next stop is 100.0.0.2. And after that, we should configure the web server. This is the web server. And here in the desktop, the IP address is 100.0.110. And the mask is 255.255.255.0, and the gateway is 100.0.1.1. Okay, and let me to configure the HTTP service on this server. In the services, we are using the HTTP, and then in the first page, index page, let me to change the homepage name to the CCNA with the color of, for example, red. Okay, that's it. Save it, and then now we can configure the PC0, PC1, PC2, and PC3, 192.168.110. Mask is 255.255.255.0. Gateway is 192.168.1.1. Okay. The next computer, PC1, the IP address is 192.168. For example, 111.20. Mask is 255.255.255.0. Gateway is 192.168.1.1. That's it. And about the PC2, this is the PC2, IP is 192.168.1.12, mask is 255.255.255.0, and the gateway is 192.168.1.1. And finally, the PC3 here, the IP is 192.168.1.13, 24 is the subnet mask, 255.255.255.0, and the gateway is 192.168.1.1. This is the initial configuration. You know that now between the PC0 and the web server, we cannot send traffic ping, or for example, 100.0.1.10. As you can see, we don't have connectivity. The reason is that the router one, this router doesn't have any pass for this network. Okay, 100.0.1.10. So easy. Okay, now first we should configure the NAT on the router 0. Okay, about the inside and outside interface, we can start interface facet and 00, IP NAT outside, interface facet and 01, IP NAT inside, and after that we can configure the ACL access list 1 permit. Okay, with the ACL you can identify which computer can be NAT. Okay, for example, I'm going to configure 3 PC0, PC1, and PC2 can use the NAT. Okay, access list 1 permit the 192.168.1.10, the PC0, 111, 112, and you know that the PC3 now doesn't have permission to use the NAT. Okay, then NAT command here, as you can see, I don't configure the NAT pool. IP NAT inside source according to the list 1, and use please the IP address of the interface facet and 00 overload. So easy. Look at here, this is the command of NAT. IP NAT inside source list 1 means all of the IP address that permitted with the ACL one. Actually the ACL now is a classifier, not a filtering tools. Okay, and using interface facet and 00's IP address overload. That's it. Okay, let me to check the result here. First, from the PC0, I'm going to send traffic. If you want, also you can capture the traffic, for example, in the simulation mode. You can filter the ICMP packets. This is ICMP from the PC0. Look at here. Or if you want, you can use the HTTP, because here we have the HTTP server. Let me to also filter the HTTP in the here, HTTP, very good. Let me to try to connect to the web server with the web browser. IP address is 100.0.1.10. Okay, this is the IP address of the web server. Okay, 100.0, okay, 100.0.1.10. That's it. Look at here, this is the first thing that is happening, okay, this is the HTTP. Look at here, this is the HTTP packet sending to the router 0. Look at here, in the router 0 we have one incoming packet or inbound PDU. In